Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us right now on iTunes, please go ahead and leave a 5-star review. I just finished taping my first debut comedy album last Thursday. It was wonderful. Live from January 6th was a total success. It was recorded at Governor's in Levittown. Shout out and thanks to everybody who came. The staff at the club was wonderful. Everything went so well. So as soon as I know details on where this album can be pre-ordered, I will let you know. It's being cut up into tracks right now. Very exciting stuff. So it was a big goal. So I'm happy to have done that so early in the year. Quick shout out to our sponsor. Guys, we've all seen so many people making ridiculous money from crypto, but did you know that it's easy for you to do the same? The Copy My Crypto membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally holds and allows you to copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You just do what he does. So I'll tell you a little bit more about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which despite heavy censorship has over 15,000 subscribers and 1 million views. Since March of 2020, he's told his viewers to buy 26 crypto coins. Had you put $100 into each one, now they would all be worth over 66 grand total, which is kind of crazy. Of the 26 coins, his top pick of the year, a coin called Phantom, is currently up around 440 times from when he started. That one call alone has retired a number of people, including guys and girls in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify all of this for yourself. So if you'd like to join the 1,300 members who copy James, then stop what you're doing and head over to copymycrypto.com/Mayr. That's spelled Mayr. You'll not only find proof of everything I've said, but my listeners get full access for just $1. You won't find this offer anywhere else. And act fast because it's a special New Year's offer and it will expire soon. That's copymycrypto.com/Mayr. Don't take this offer lightly. He's the real deal. Go visit the site now. Woo! I know I want to make money from crypto in 2022. I've been putting it off. Also, I have partnered with Levinsky's hot sauce, Silk City hot sauce. I have my very own. It's called Nightmare. Go to levinskystopshelf.com. Use promo code CMP to get a few dollars off.
Silk City hot sauce.
It's Silk City hot sauce. They're not doing Levinsky's. Don't go to Levinsky's. All right. All right. I guess they've changed their website. That's good. Silk City hot sauce is a lot easier to remember. SilkCityHotSauce.com. Plus t-shirts for sale at tpublic.com. Yeah, get those t-shirts. Okay. I'm so excited to have this guy on the podcast today. We met just about a month ago at the Exxxotica conference over in DC. He runs Galaxy Publicity. He's the host of Inside the Industry Radio. He's an actor, director, producer. He's done it all. He's the best, guys. Welcome to the show, James Bartholet. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Congratulations on all your stuff this year.
Oh, shucks. Thanks. You're in space. I love it.
Yeah, do you like that? Ooh. I'm at my studio here in North Hollywood. It's called Planetary Studios. And in fact, I've got some girls. I know you told me not to move, but down the hallway
It's okay.
here.
We could do a little tour. Why not?
Yeah.
As long as the Wi-Fi is good.
Down the hallway here. We have Olivia J. and Nicole Kitt, who are starting their brand new web series, XXX web series, called Sorority X.
Okay.
And
cool.
I've got all kinds of production companies and individual content providers and webcam girls that are in here 7 days a week. And this is a lovely facility. Our website is planetarystudiosca.com.
So this is great. This is like if somebody's in town in I guess this is the LA area. I'm not super familiar. This is great if they're in town for appearances or, feature dance or whatever, they can come to the studio, shoot some content.
Yes.
How lovely. Or take a nap, I guess.
Yeah, you can take a nap. You can it's a lovely place here. We're set up for mainstream and adult in here.
Ooh, okay.
So, and I have mainstream companies that are already coming in here and shooting promos for like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day
cute.
already. Look at this cute little room. I did all the furnishing here, and I also had some friends of mine, Kylie Ireland and Adam, Andy, who were former adult film stars that are now have a staging business. So we got all of this lovely furniture. I built this little wall here.
This is nice. This is like a WeWork for porn.
Yeah. We did all of this stuff. So this is like a little webcam room.
Okay.
This room over here is the office/classroom.
Okay.
So Mike Quasar just was shooting in here a scene, and they had a bunch of extras, and they had Sarah Vandella and all of them having the sex on the beds and everything. This is another like BDSM room.
What makes that a BDSM room? The sheets are black?
No, we got handcuffs and everything.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any of
this. This is the makeup and the hair area.
Oh, that's important.
Then you come in here. This is my favorite room. It's called Earth. And it looks like I'm at the beach. Hey, how you doing? I'm at the beach. We're going to go and have a margarita.
Very realistic. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can sit here and you have the whole little setting.
You just feel like you're on vacation. Yeah.
It's like you're on vacation. Then we got the big main room in here. And this is the big sound stage. Let's see.
How long have you been in this space for, James?
I've been here since December 1st. Here's my girls.
Oh, wow. So new.
They're Olivia, Jane, and
wow. Hey, girl.
And they're doing photos right now. You girls are live on
This is
show.
so great. Hi. Oh, my God. If they're ever in New York, tell them that they can come be on Wet Spot.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Sup, girls? This is so funny.
It's good to be the king.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Aw. You're such a ladies' man. I love it.
Now, you girls have a brand new series, and it's called Sorority X, right?
Oh, okay. Where can they watch that?
Well, we haven't launched our official release yet, but we are on Instagram at sorority_X. We're also at sorority_X, and our website should be launching within this next week. It's just a landing page for now.
All my links at sororityX.
Yes,
awesome.
So we should be launching towards the end of February.
Thank you, girls. Well, if you're ever in New York City, I do a show in studio at Compound Media. So hit me up or tell James, and we'll get you on there.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, cool. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice meeting you too. Thank you. Thank you for letting us on your show.
Bye. Oh, they're so sweet. James, so you've been in the studio since December 1st, and then
December 1st, I moved in, and this was like a storage area for the Deja Vu Showgirls chain.
Oh.
And it needed a lot of work. Oh, wow. So it
like a lot
took
of space.
a lot of money and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And 4 months later, we were able to open on December 1st.
Oh, wow.
And now we're here, and we had a big, huge stars-studded opening. And we had a lot of media down here and a lot of stars. And we were just all set up. And now all the production companies come in, and I've got a lot of people that won at the XBiz Awards over the weekend.
Yes, you were at the XBiz, and then also the X3. Could you explain?
And then we had that was XBiz putting on the fan signing there, and then we had the XBiz Award show. Now this is an interesting thing, Chrissy, because that night was the Golden Globe Awards, which of course was canceled for being a big live
right.
So I don't even know how they pulled that off. There was no television on it. You haven't even heard the results of who won. I don't know. But especially here in Los Angeles, they've shut down all of that live stuff.
the
in
live
front of an
events.
audience. So we were supposed to start broadcasting in front of a live studio audience here tonight, but LA County health officials and the film board contacted us and said, you can't do that big indoor thing.
Wow.
Because right now we've got all these restrictions because of darn COVID.
Ugh,
So we're
that's
going to have to,
frustrating.
yeah, we're pushing that now to like February, March. But there's all these restrictions in place. They just announced the Screen Actors Guild Award. Congratulations to all of those nominees. But I don't know what they're going to do for that. I don't know what they're going to do for the Oscars. They're going to have a host again for the Oscars this year, but they haven't said who it's going to be. I have a feeling Kevin Hart might be coming in to do this. We'll see.
Really? Okay. Because there was some controversy over him, I think, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there was, and that's why he dropped down. But that's a possibility. Also, Billy Crystal, who I know might be coming in. So obviously, it's going to be a comedian, and it'll be nice. But again, it's going to be scaled down. All of this stuff has to be scaled down. So getting back to the XBiz Awards, it was a great ceremony. It was at the world famous Hollywood Palladium. It was a great event, and we had this big red carpet that stretched down along Sunset Boulevard and then into the venue. And we are all dressed to the nines and looking really good. And people are driving by and they're seeing the red carpet and they're honking the horns and they're loving it because it's kind of like, in a way, we're back to normalcy again.
Yeah.
And then here was Golden Globes that got canceled, but our award show went on.
It's great.
Everybody had to be vaccinated, show the proof,
oh, man.
had to wear the masks.
Oh, that's a
the whole
lot.
9 yards.
That's a lot of stuff. Do you feel like all of these requirements like have turned off a lot of people in the industry from participating, or do you feel like most people are going along with it?
No. People are going along with this. People are going along with this. There are some fellow performers who didn't show up to the awards or to the fan signing because they were afraid of, getting something. But
okay,
here we are, 4 days later. I went and got another COVID test yesterday, and the result came in. I'm fine. Everything's fine. So as long as you're vaccinated, you're wearing your mask.
What else can you do? Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be fine, and eat healthy.
Yeah.
So
they don't
people,
stress that enough, that the vitamin D and eating healthy and just staying good.
Yeah. Turmeric is a good spice to use and cook with because it's also an anti-inflammatory.
Yep.
And here we are on porn sets. Now, every day there's an adult film being shot here. So I see these kids showing up and they've got health drinks with them and stuff like that.
Yep.
Instead of having a soda, they're opting for that healthy thing.
Green, yeah. Kind of a ginger shot, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's super important to do because of the fact that if you keep your body healthy, you're going to be healthier in your life. You're going to do a good sexual performance.
True.
That's so important for the viewers and listeners on this show to remember. You want to have a good sex life, eat well. That's so important.
Yeah.
Is good
gives you
nutrition.
It gives you energy. It gives you stamina. James, I want to know, when did you become, I guess, a publicist? Because I found in working with like Lainey and Erica Icon, from I think she's at not Honey House. I forget who. The Rub. Yeah, she's at the Rub and Honey House I've worked with a lot. And Lainey Spicer is an absolute doll. I've worked with her a lot for getting talent for like Compound Media. And they just like they make my life so much easier. I just want to know, on the business end of it, how important do you feel like it is for girls and guys in the adult industry to have a publicist, or do you feel like it can be, they'll be fine kind of on their own, or is it more important as a newbie?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little torn on this. I've been doing Galaxy for years now. I'm kind of phasing it out, actually, because I've got to concentrate on the studio and on the radio show. And my own career because I'm in pre-production on a comedy series now. So
Oh,
we're
cool.
putting
Where
a
is it?
lot of stuff together. I've got some mainstream horror movies coming out, and publicity is pretty much a 24-hour job. And like being an agent or being a manager, it's also a babysitting job. And that's where it gets to be too much. You've got to be very, very, very patient. You've got to always be looking for that new story to put out and an angle. Just because, you know, the girl wants to get her name out there, if she doesn't have an angle or a story to talk about, there's nothing to publicize. So you've got to have that hook to publicize and get that out. Mainstream press is probably for the large part not going to run any stories about a dope performer who just did, you know, Deep in My Butt 9 or something like that. You know, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not going to happen. But there is porn press like XBiz and AVN that'll put those stories out there.
Yeah,
And
Porn
then
Valley
really
Media. They're
Porn
pretty
Valley
good.
Media. I
Yeah.
mean, there's places that put that stuff out there, but the girls have got to be able to put that time into it. They've got to do interviews like a wonderful show like this. They've got to be able to commit their time to getting on that social media and making that presence known. Here's an interesting fact that a lot of times when these production companies are looking to hire a girl or a guy, they look on their social media. They may be the most beautiful girl in the world, but if she's only got a couple of thousand followers, they're not necessarily going to cast her as opposed to this girl over here who's got 75 to 100,000 followers. You feel me?
So is that the number that you start to take someone seriously, is like 75K and up?
Oh God, yeah. Or even somebody that's got at least 30 or 40,000. That means that they've got a followers, and if they put some information out, oh, I've got a new product here, like Queen and Farrell, CBD lubricant oil, you know, and go and get this product. Okay, well, you've got some followers, and maybe if just 10% of those followers go and get that product out of 50,000, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's really kind of on the performer to build themselves up.
And
first.
also say they're doing a movie. Like the other day, I got directed in a scene by a friend of mine, Charles Darrow, who's an established director and performer. Calls me up at the last minute, say, "Can you fill in? Because this other guy couldn't do it." It's no problem. I go down there, did the scene, and they know that production company, James, has got a lot of followers. He could also deliver the goods. So you get in there. So you, as a performer, have to put that time in. You have to do your homework. You have to do some work. You can't just lay back and wait for that OnlyFans money to come in. OnlyFans is a wonderful way for people to make money. You could do an OnlyFans.
Really?
Yeah, you could sit there and go, "Don't you want me, baby?" And you could do a little thing.
You can always do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. These girls that are reality stars and mainstream stars, and they're doing little adult things. Did you hear about you'll love this one. There was a reality star who was on 90 Day Fiance, and she was putting her farts in a mason jar.
In a jar and then selling them.
And selling them.
That's more up my alley. Although I don't really fart.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
But I mean, they're making money on that.
Creative.
Yeah.
How do you make sure the fart gets in the jar, and how do you check and see if it's there? You know, I feel like if you check, it's gonna.
Yeah, then the fart just goes away.
Yeah.
But I guess she went to the hospital because she was eating tons of beans and cauliflower and all this stuff.
She was eating beans and oh my God, right, fart foods.
Yeah, so she was eating all of that, and she got indigestion. She thought she was having a stroke. Yeah, there it is right there. She thought she was having a stroke.
Oh my! She thought she was having a stroke, but it's from all of her fart food.
Yeah, and I mean that's a serious thing you got to take care of again about your health, because our dear friend Bob Saget passed away. God bless him.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's so sad.
it seemed that was like a heart attack or a stroke he
I
had.
think it was a
I
heart,
mean,
heart related.
yeah. So you've got to take care of your health all the time. That's like super important, you know.
Wow, look at this. So this is Stephanie Maddow from Connecticut.
Yep.
Living the American dream. She had made $200K from her selling her farts online. She was from 90
Yeah.
Day Fiance. Yeah, she thought she was having gas pains. She thought she was having a stroke because of, oh my God, this is kind of hilarious though. 31-year-old had been eating loads of beans, eggs, and protein shakes in order to ensure she could keep up with demand.
Oh my God.
And in light of the health scare, she decided she ought to rein in her flatulence. Keen to keep the money train rolling, she decided to started selling her farts as NFTs.
Yeah.
As non-fart tokens. No, non-fungible tokens.
Is that what NFT means? Is
non-fungible token.
I wonder if they could buy that with that crypto thing.
Yeah, it's all in the same world. So she launched her website last week selling her 5,000 digital farts in JPEG. Well, it's just not the same effect to have it digitally.
What is a digital fart?
Come on, you can't open it, you can't hold it, you can't smell it. It's just not the same.
But this is the crazy thing. And we had that mainstream actress that went on OnlyFans, and she was charging the guys like a fortune to get a subscription. And there were 3 pictures of her in a sweat, you know, and they all wanted their money back. So of course, OnlyFans had to turn around and refund all these people, which was close to $500,000. And now OnlyFans has a lot of restrictions on it now. With you have to have 2257s and model release stuff, and you have to do all this stuff by the book. And some of these kids are really lazy. I have girls that come in here and shoot their content stuff, and then they said they send it to an outside company that does the editing and marketing and everything for them. And I go, and then you're telling me that you're complaining that you're not making that much money? That's because you're outsourcing that stuff.
Right. Just learn, sit down, spend a week or 2 weeks to learn how to edit.
Yeah, learn how to edit. It takes a minute.
You can get apps on your phone that where you can edit video.
So, oh God, yeah. We shot a scene. Me and the girls shot a scene last night here at the studio. We shot it with a phone. Came out beautifully.
Yeah, that's what's kind of great about living in the time that we do. And anybody can shoot their own content. So what are you noticing, you know, what are the biggest mistakes that new girls are making now when they start out, other than what you're saying, right? Outsourcing, having extra costs that are not needed.
I would love to see the girls adapt a more professional attitude when they're being in this business. Some of them do. Some of them are very good professional girls, and there's some that aren't. And here's Christy Canyon, who comes in and co-hosts the show with me.
She's
and
amazing.
Her and Ginger Lynn were on the show a couple of weeks ago, and on my show Inside the Industry. And we were just talking about how some of these girls, they're just a little flaky because it's just this younger generation. It's like they want everything all handed to them and stuff. You've got to put in some work. You've got to work hard. Those 2 young ladies that you met, they're hardworking, and they listen to advice from a veteran.
That's what you have to do. Yeah, people who know better than you, who have the experience.
Right, and you've got to do your homework. You got to learn about the industry. You also need to take a look at the trends out there, okay? Now, there are trends going on that are the new viewers that we have to the industry, okay? We don't have the old trench coat guys that are sitting there going, where are the marriage-relates, you know?
You mean like the old-time slashers?
Yeah. That's gone. So there's a whole brand new generation that loves and appreciates and watches adult films on a regular basis. Okay. So what are the trends, things that they like? One of the things I notice it's very big now, and a lot of requests for girls webcamming, doing content. Cosplay is very big. You know, dress up like an elf. or a character from Game of Thrones or something like that, and then act out a sex scene. I'm the king of the parodies. I have done scores of parodies, as you know, and as fans that are watching this know who I am. I've done everything from the Brady Bunch, the Three Stooges, to the Wizard of Oz, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Rocky, on and on. We stopped making those big parodies, except for Axel Braun. I just co-starred in Spidey Pool, which is Spider-Man meets Deadpool for Axel Braun. That's going to be coming out in a couple of months. But we're hoping to bring back some parodies. But in the meantime, on my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/James Bartholet, I have little mini parodies. So I've done like the Pink Panther, or I've done Kojak, or Bad Santa. That was a big one during the holidays. And I was the Billy Bob Thornton character and banging the chicks and everything like that.
I think if I was going to start an OnlyFans and I was going to do cosplay, I would do characters that like we don't see a lot of. Like we see a lot of comedy parodies, like like Avengers, or like
oh yeah,
I would do like a cosplay of like Jack Torrance from The Shining. I would just be like act like I was frozen to death, but like in a bikini, and then I'd be like, I think that would be hot.
Great. That would be great to do.
My ideas would like not be sexy; they would just be weird.
Yeah. I mean, I've done everything. I've played Trump in a parody.
Nice.
Way in the beginning there. That was crazy. I've been Elvis. I mean, we have done everything. I don't think there's something that we haven't done a parody of. We did a parody of Golden Girls.
That's great.
And we've done game shows. We've done Monday Night Football. I mean, it's like crazy, but the fans still want more of that. So if you're making your own OnlyFans, be creative and do something on there. And if you don't want to do full porn stuff, you could still do something funny. If these kids are throwing stuff on TikTok every day and they're doing very clever little skits on TikTok, you could go on OnlyFans and make money doing that.
Oh,
You
like
could
those
buy
videos where they throw up clothes and then they pretend to get dressed in them.
Yes, exactly. It's brilliant. And then also there is a website called hotmovies.com. You could go to hotmovies.com 24 hours a day, and it's a video on demand. And if you're a new girl starting out, you can get a page on there and they will put that together, and you're making money while you sleep because you can put your content scenes on there, you know.
That's great.
So
okay, so noticing what
options.
trends are going on and then figuring out which of the trends that you like, that you think you would have a strength in.
Yeah. And we're going to be, we still have other award shows going on. The AVNs, of course, is going to be virtual. There is no expo in Vegas. The award show will be virtual. We just had the XBiz Awards. We have the XRCO Awards coming up, the Night Moves Award out there in Tampa, Florida. The Urban X Awards, we just had a meeting here at my studio. So we are going to do another Urban X Awards again this year. That I'm a co-producer of. So we still have award shows that are out there. I think the Why Not Awards, they have that as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of award shows. There's a lot of events coming up. Are you coming to Chicago with us? Of course, we have Exxxotica coming up.
When is it?
That in Chicago, that's the end of April, beginning of May.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe if I'm not doing shows then.
Well, did you have fun at DC? It
was
booth
fun.
was right next to ours.
It was great. Yeah, we were booth buddies. It was fun. And I loved meeting Gigi Dior. She's one of my favorites. She did
Isn't she wonderful,
she's
lady?
so great. I love her.
She
I loved
really,
everybody.
really is.
Yeah. And
She's
September
a sweet
Rain.
girl.
There were a couple of other girls at the booth. I can't remember their names, but they were great.
Well, we had September Rain there. We had Barbie Benz, who's going to be out here this weekend.
Yeah.
Little Barbie Benz. Who else did we have? We had Daisy Gomez. We had Misty Stone. We had myself, James Bartholet. We had nights, and we're going to have another great turnout of stars and stuff in Chicago this year, and in Miami, and in Washington, D.C., and in New Jersey. And those
Okay.
Exxxotica expos are fantastic. They really are. And as
Yeah,
you
it
noticed,
was
there were a
fun.
lot of fans there, and they loved that.
They do. Yeah, they get a lot of like FaceTime, and most girls are like, yeah, like hug, autographs, like very just generous with their time, and
Yeah,
you can tell
and
they
the fans
appreciate
love
the
that. They
fans.
buy everything. I had one fan come up. He got everything that I had on the table, one of each. He got movies. He bought one of the figurines. I've got an action figure. And so they bought
Amazing.
all of this stuff, and then went around to the girls, bought all their stuff. Girls were selling autographed panties.
Oh, I gotta do that. That's a great idea.
You should do that. You should have autographed panties.
Are the ones that just like get old and fall apart over time. So what we
Exactly.
talked about some of the mistakes that girls make when they're new in the business. What are some mistakes that guys make when they're new in the business?
Same thing.
Same
It's
thing,
the
lack
same
of
thing.
professionalism. Okay.
Just be professional. Show up on the set on time. I don't know what's going on, but I see so many people that are late, especially with the newer performers. Maybe a couple of them are on time, but a lot of them are late. And you have to realize that, and I'm seeing this now as a studio owner, time is money.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah, because if you're an hour,
If
that's somebody
somebody
else
is
to
an
rent to.
hour late, you're running behind, and that production company is paying me, James Bartholet, X amount of dollars per hour to be here at the studio. So if somebody shows up an hour and a half late, that means that they're going to be running into overtime, and that's costing them money. And then what's going to happen is that production company is going to go, you know what? I don't think we're going to cast that person next time. So you're losing out on a job. It's just, I know everybody's been locked in their house because of the pandemic, and everybody's thrown off a little bit by that because everybody was staying home.
That's an excuse. You can get to
no,
places on time. Come
You
on.
can't make an excuse about this stuff
Yeah.
anymore. Give yourself an extra half hour if you
Yeah.
need to
More
get
planning.
ready. And like every day when I get up, and you can ask the girls this, when I get up in the morning, I get up and I have my routine. I do my meditation, I do my self-affirmation, I do the exercising, then it's breakfast, then it's shower, shave, get ready, and then start the day, and then
There
run
you
out.
go. Gotta have a routine. Yeah.
Oh God,
I
yeah.
noticed just with my show Wet Spot in New York City, I'll have like adult film stars on, and I remember the ones that are late or they show up too high to function, and I'm just like, what? And it's been girls that have been like pretty famous, and I'm like, wow, all right. Like it's just you take note. And I know comedians are sometimes late and unprofessional too, but like come on, man, when you're doing shows, that tapings, you're doing a live radio show, it's like you can't be late.
You have to take this all very seriously and be responsible. And you're very gracious to invite me on there. If anybody gets invited on to do a show, you should have that courtesy to replicate that by being on time and being together and being sober and doing a good interview, because this goes out all over the world. Okay? We're not
I have
kidding.
a listener in Turkey.
Yeah. Right now?
Oh yeah, I look at the demographics. Yeah.
But they're listening all over the world, and these people deserve to have the best interview that they can get, with all this information, with looking good and being cohesive when you're speaking and everything. Yeah. So bring your A game all the time. New performers, whether you're a guy or a girl, be professional and be on time and bring your A game all the time.
How much do you feel,
why
James?
is James Bartholet called the GOAT? Well, he's called the GOAT, the greatest of all time, because first of all, I've been an adult for 21 years. I've been in mainstream for 48 years. So it's a long time that I've been doing show business. And over those years, I've made mistakes. Fuck, I'm human, okay? But I've learned, and I've been around and been persistent in this stuff because I got a professional attitude, and I go in there and I take care of business. Do the same and you'll be a success. Simple as that.
James, how much do you
I
feel
love
like
you.
James, how much do you feel like someone's that you would work with, like talent, or I guess, crew or anybody, how much do you feel like someone's political point of view matters to you? Like, would you ever be turned off by, have you ever refused to work with somebody because of politics or anything like that? Or do you feel like for the most part, people don't let it
I don't get into politics at all. So and situations have come up before in the past, and we work through it. That's all I could say on that.
So you try to not let it affect who you work with.
Yeah. And I mean, if somebody's gonna throw their political beliefs around on a set,
that's risky.
Being on a set is no place for that. When you walk through that door, when you walk onto that stage, when you walk onto that set, you leave all of that shit outside.
Right,
okay?
You're there to do a job.
You leave all your problems besides, because what you are there to do is entertain these people, okay? And you have to give your performance, okay? Whether you're doing mainstream or adult. So you got to let all of your drama and shit like that go off to the side. You can't be dragging that crap around.
Yeah.
And it's not necessary, and it's going to make the cast and crew and fellow performers and everybody a little hesitant about working with you if you're going to bring those beliefs up on the set. So just don't do it. If you've got problems, I remember years and years and years ago, there was a very popular mainstream television series that I was on, and I probably would have been on more episodes, but I was personally going through a breakup with this woman, and I was bringing that drama onto the set, and it was affecting my performance. So what happened is I didn't clear that up and leave that stuff aside, and so they wrote me out of the show. And if I had stayed together, and I ran into one of the women that was the star of the show, and she said, how are you doing now? You've gotten through all that stuff? And I go, yeah. And then I go, but if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have brought that drama onto the set, because it was affecting
a breakup is sometimes it can be
tough.
Earth shattering, and that I kind of understand a little bit, because you're a person. It's like you have to vent a little bit. I just didn't know, because I had a situation. I went to January 6th last year to cover the rallies and stuff, just to kind of be like man on the street and do like interviews and such. I wasn't like in the building or anything, and I was so surprised when it's actually Star Factory PR. Like I was working with them before for years, like using a bunch of their girls, like Alexis Fox, a couple of others. I would do a few of my shows, and I was so shocked that afterwards, like they stopped working with me, and I was like, oh, that's too bad, because like one kind of has nothing to do with the other, and it was like kind of a mutually beneficial relationship. Like I had their girls on my shows, and we could help promote them. So I didn't know if that was a common practice in the industry, like, and I'm thinking, all right, maybe I don't know what their perceived thoughts were of me, and I'm just I don't know why it should matter what they think my politics are.
Unfortunately, there's some people that still act like this is a clique, like in high school, and we're all this big, giant, dysfunctional family in the adult film industry in the first place. But if somebody's got a grief or something like that, again, leave that shit off to the side there. When it comes down to take care of business, take care of the business.
Yeah.
Then you can, when we're wrapped and we're finished, then you can go back to your beliefs and your opinions and all that stuff. But in the meantime, we got to take care of business. Let's take care of business. As simple as that.
Yeah, whether it's like political or personal.
Our audience out there does not deserve to deal with that bullshit. I am here to entertain you. I am here to stimulate your fantasies. I am here to provide this service to you, because you'll keep coming back if I do that. And the camera doesn't lie. If you've got some problems in there, it'll show up on camera. They'll come in close on you, and they could see in your eyes, they could see in your persona that something's bugging you. You feel me?
Yeah. No, that's only a real pro would know that. Yeah. I mean, maybe most people are just kind of like looking at the action, but like, everything you hold on to comes through.
Yeah. For the most part, the majority of performers and directors and production people and everybody here in the industry are great. Everybody is wonderful, and everybody gets along, and everything's just fine. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's cool. Don't let one bad apple spoil the whole barrel. Okay.
Yeah.
Just get in there and do your work, and that's all you need to do. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just get in there and do your work. You're going to shine if you do that. And this is the same thing, Chrissy, whether you're in the entertainment industry or whatever regular civilian job that you have out there. Always bring your A game every day. Always come in there smiling, be happy. Everything's going to be fine when you go to work, and people are going to sit there that you work with, and they're going to sit there and say, wow, that person is really fun to work with. That person is very professional to work with. I want to keep working with them. Maybe you're going to get a raise or something like that.
Yeah. So who has been impressing you lately in the industry in terms of either talent or work ethic, whether they're on the newer side or anybody that
these two girls that you met earlier.
What were their names again?
That was Olivia J and Nicole Kitt are really hot. And that's why I'm spending time, helping them out as they're starting this new series. Anna Fox swept the awards the other night. She did really, really well. Alexis Fox won. She's great. I always love working with Seth Gamble and Axel Braun. I love working with Will Ryder, multiple award-winning director. Just did a movie for him called Fashion House, which is an X-rated film, but we shot a softcore version, and that's going to be on Showtime in a couple of months.
Oh, okay.
Mazel tov, right?
Yeah, congrats. You're doing a lot. That's good.
Years ago, I used to be on a series called Coed Confidential on Cinemax. We used to call it Skinemax right back then, right? So I was on that show, and then Cinemax pretty much folded up, didn't want to have Red Shoe Diaries or any of that adult stuff on there. But Showtime now is starting to put that adult content on later on at night. So you'll see a lot of movies that were, and these are Adam and Eve films, wonderful company Adam and Eve, and they'll cut a softcore version of that, and then they'll put that up on
That's
Showtime.
Smart. You're maximizing your footage there.
Oh yeah.
Do you think, kind of, I guess, piggybacking off of the professionalism in the industry, or I guess like the lack thereof, do you think there is also a bit, because not everyone is cut out for the adult industry. I've talked to and interviewed enough like adult stars to know, they all say the same thing. Like, not everyone's cut out for this. There's certain you have to have a thick skin. You just have to be a certain type of person
you've got to be
the test of time,
tough because you got pressure on you. I mean, some more girls that are great, new stars and established stars. There's Misty Stone, there's Marika Hase, Destiny Cruz, Dorella Sky, Alicia Rain. These are all hot stars to be looking for. Emily Willis had a very, very successful year. I think she'll have another great successful year. She's a very cool girl. Watch for Bridget B coming up with some new stuff. Bridget B's got some brand new things that'll be coming up. It's going to be really, really, really good.
Okay, awesome. Do you feel like if someone is not cut out for the industry, do you feel like it could be a bit of a mental health struggle, or do you feel like there's a bit of like maybe a mental health problem in the adult industry? Everybody's got different things, going on. So, I mean, everybody's getting through this. Last year was a very tough year for us, Chrissy, because we lost two girls that I was close to, that I worked with for many years, that had some problems, that passed away.
And
Was Dakota Sky someone that you
it was
knew and worked
Dakota.
with?
Yes, it was Dakota and it was Raven Bay.
Yeah.
And these were two very, very beautiful women. And I worked with them. They were very good girls, but everybody has these little demons and stuff.
And also bullying is sometimes a huge problem, I think.
Yes, it is. But so you have to have a tough skin, and you have to be able to take that ridicule. You know, I saw yesterday, there was a young lady that was here in the studio, and she was very, very upset because they took a break, and she went on her social media, and a fan, like, who cares what this guy says? But he said something about her body, you know, and said that her body was a little, she had put on some weight or something like that. And I go, that's ridiculous. Fans should not be doing that. You should not be hiding behind your keyboard and throwing hate out there, you know.
It's like it's like you get naked and try to
Yeah. So I mean, that's not necessary to do that. And we could sit there from here to next week and say, don't do that, don't do that. And there's still going to be idiots out there that are going to talk some trash, you know, because they think that, you know, that empowers them by,
or maybe they think it's a way, like they think it's like negging. Oh, that's a way to get attention from them. Oh, like that's a tactic they'll use to get them to respond.
So how do you deal with that? This is how
God.
water on a duck's back.
I've been called to everything. Yeah.
And it does hurt us because we are human beings. We're not robots. Okay. So it does hurt for a second that somebody would say that, especially out of the blue. You don't know who these people are, and they're leaving some comment about you or a situation that happened in your life. It's none of your goddamn fucking business. You have no reason to post those opinions on there. And don't tell me it's freedom of speech, because it's not freedom of speech. It's called hate speech. Okay?
What do you think for you is what would you consider hate speech? Like what would go in that category for you?
Derogatory or negative that is directed toward any kind of an individual or celebrity is hate speech. Okay? You're saying anything negative or derogatory or something about their personal life or their family or their friends or their body or the color of their skin or their sexual orientation or their religious background or their political beliefs. You don't need to do that. And
I also feel like it's impossible, though. I mean, I feel like as a kind of a public figure and you're on social media, it's going to be impossible for people not to comment. Of course it
is, honey. Of course it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's you can't stop it. That shit's going to come out. But when you see that on there automatically, report them.
Yeah, you can just block
them, and then move on. Okay, and that's pretty much it. And that'll get rid of it. But realize again, like my friend Chrissie just said here, you are in the public. Okay, you are going to be out there, that attention. You go to the store, you go out in public to an event, you go and you do these movies, you do this, you do that. You are in the public eye, so you have to be used to that. I started in show business when I was a child, and I was taught that from childhood, that you've got to have a tough skin to survive in this. Otherwise, get out of show business, do something else. Okay.
Right. I remember, James, I was doing a comedy roast, and it was a roast battle. So people are going to dig into your personal life. I remember it was like right after my mom was like, I think it was either after she was diagnosed with brain cancer, and this other comedian made a joke about her, and it stung for a minute, but I was like, you know what? I kind of was expecting that. And it was the best because the crowd did not laugh. Like the crowd was like, oh, boo. And then I was like, Yeah, how about that? You know, it was, but
Yeah.
it's doing this enough years to know it's like, yeah, people are gonna dig into your personal life, and if you can't handle that, like maybe you shouldn't be in the public eye. There's plenty of jobs that you can do
Oh God,
and
yeah.
not putting yourself out there. So
And as comedians, we are really, really out there on that stage, and we're going to have great nights,
I didn't know
and
you were a
we're going to have
comedian,
nights that
James.
aren't great. Pardon me?
I didn't know you were a comedian, James.
You didn't?
No,
Oh,
where do you like to perform?
Oh God, honey, I have performed all across the country. Before the pandemic, I was booked a lot all across the country, and everything in New York and Ohio and Florida and Texas and
What are your
Oklahoma.
what are your favorite spots, like favorite clubs?
Well, I'm always going to have a forever love for the Comedy Store, and my name's up on the wall there. And I was in a comedy troupe called Hot Tamales Live for many years. That's where Eva Longoria was discovered.
Oh,
Was
I didn't
during
know
that show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool.
The screen got really dark.
Okay. I can still see you.
Okay.
I think because the phone goes to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Comedy Store will always be favorite place, I'll say. There was a club also that I did in I think it was Cleveland, Ohio. And excuse me, guys, that I forgot
Hilarities?
the name. What was it called?
The Hilarities? Was it on like maybe 4th Street or something?
Yes, I think it might have been Hilarities. It was a great venue, really good audience, and I was able to experiment and do some weird, different stuff.
Good.
You know,
great.
And I think on that bill, I was on that same bill. Bob was the main. Bob Saget that we just lost. He was the headliner that night, so I was one of the opening acts there.
Oh, great!
So
oh, wow, that's
that
cool.
was,
I've never worked with him.
Sweetie, that was years and years ago. That was before this pandemic thing, which feels like it's been 10 years that we dealt with that stuff. But I learned a lot of stuff. Drew Carey, and we all know who Drew Carey is. Drew Carey gave me this wonderful advice very early on, and he said, always write something every day. Have that notepad right on your nightstand. And every morning when you get up, because you dream and you think of something funny or you have an idea before you go to bed, write that shit down or record it. Have a recorder, but write something down. And then every day you've got new material and stuff. Now, if you're not a comedian, if you're a poet or you're a songwriter or a singer or an actor, you get little creative ideas. Always have that to write down. You know,
definitely. Do you feel like with the new studio and everything else you have going on, it's been hard to find time to do comedy?
Yeah, but I made time. I made time to do that.
Yeah, that's good. Uh-oh, you froze. No, James. He froze. James. All right, let's see if he'll come back. James is frozen. Darn it. We were just talking about all his favorite places to perform. All right, let's see if he comes back. Let's see. James. I think he's still frozen.
It's out there that he's performed.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. All right, sweet. All right, James, try to come back. I don't know if you can hear me, but try to like exit and then come back. All right, guys. Hopefully we'll see if we can get James to come back. I feel like he's full of good advice. And he just seems like I liked him right away. As soon as I met him at Exxxotica in DC, I was like, this guy's fun. This guy's he's got a pep in his step, you know? He's a good time. So anyway, guys, check out James. I don't know, we might have lost him.
We might have Frankie McDonald tonight.
Oh, really? Yeah. Frankie, I saw the Frankie McDonald was in the chat.
That's really him.
Hey, Frankie. Oh, yeah. So we might do something with him later tonight.
He wants to Skype into Wet Spot, but he might do something with you tonight.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, stay tuned for that. I think we lost James. So let's see. What can we plug for James? Follow him on Twitter at James Bartholet and visit jamesbartholet.net. That's JamesBartholet. He's got a lot of fingers in the pie. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Thanks for coming on, James. Thank you to everybody in the chat for your comments and questions. Until next time, guys. Bye.